We love Mario Kart, don't we, chat? We love it a lot. And there's nothing I love more than another wave of 5 tracks. Another wave of 5? Wave 5 full of 8 more tracks to cover. Are they good? Are they based? Are they cringe? Let's find out in the only way I know how. I have got a tier list for the racetracks, and one, as always, for the soundtrack. So let's start off with the first track in the game, brought to you by Nintendo Life, because we are no longer friends with a Weibo here. Nintendo Life is my new best friend. We are gonna go to, Greece with Athens Dash. More Tour City tracks. Wow, I can't believe they're filling my Mario Kart full of Tour Cities. It's so lame. It's so boring. It's so cringe, is what I would say if I hated Athens Dash. But I don't. I think this is a good one. I think this is one of the good ones. If this was a minority in the 1960s, this would be one of the good ones. The aesthetic of this track, very, very nice. Very nice, right? Although there is one part I don't like. There's one part I don't like. I hate it so much. Oh, does this stage really make you feel like you're in Athens? Wait, which way we go? Wait, I was just following you guys. What the hell? I was just following you. Oh my god, I love blind jumps. This didn't just happen to me. I feel like if I watch a lot of people's first times playing this, a lot of people try to drive straight because they have no idea. I know there's some big giant arrows there. I know, but like, if I criticized Mario Kart 7's Mario Circuit for this, I'm going to criticize Athens Dash for this too. I'm very consistent. If I'm one thing, it's consistent. Consistently right, actually. So I don't like this blind jump. I don't like it. Other than that, look, even me and Nintendo Life, my man, proving my point so I don't have to record an extra clip. Mi amigo, mi hermano, walalo, yes, he proved my points. It sounds like a skill issue. Wow. Get him gone, mods. Get him gone. Nintendo Life just proved us right. Get him gone. He's banned. Sack him till he's dead. Pam, pam, pow. Get him gone. Nintendo Life didn't just prove us right. I would have let you live. But no, you're wrong. You are literally wrong. Let's continue. If there's one thing I want to say about section tracks is that since unlike typical tracks where they have 3 laps to potentially win you over with their game design, section-based tracks only have 1 attempt, really. You only get to race through them once, so they have to leave a better impression on you, right? Some of these section tracks don't exactly do as well as the others. Like, for example, let's take Mount Wario. For those who agree with me that Mount Wario is an absolute masterclass, if I were to describe to you Mount Wario's sections, top of the mountain, cave waterfall, dam, trees, big finale, right? I can name that right now because Wario is such a well-designed section track. I can name all the sections. And if you told me right now, I'm going to do that. What do you remember about Athens Dash? There's the stairs, like with the Colosseum pillars, and then there's this big rock section at the end here. So while it doesn't do a good job leaving an impression, I don't think it necessarily has to just be a fun track, right? And I think that's how I feel about Athens Dash. Is it going to leave the biggest impression on you? No. But I just think it's a very, very fun track to race on, at least relatively speaking when we talk about tour cities. That's basically how I feel about Athens Dash. Does it do anything stellar with its section-based track design? Not particularly, but tricking up the stairs is just kind of fun. You know, that's all I got to say. It's just kind of fun. But what do we think about the music? Gamers, we're about to go to Frodo. We're about to get the Lord of the Ring and challenge the Star War in the next best adventure blockbuster waiting to come at you. Now let's start this epic adventure with the first music of the game. Let's go! We're at the start of an adventure, aren't we? It's great! I love it! Jig with me, chat, jig with me. And then the fucking little bard playing his little guitar. The town squire, you know, before you leave. And then the ending. You do have to love a good loop point. I feel like you can separate this tracks into, does it loop well or does it not loop well? And it's safe to say this one loops well. Has it got the S factor? No. But it is stellar. I'll have none of you guys disagreeing with me, but it is definitely a good time. What is gonna follow that up? What have you got for us, Nintendo Life? I have been long at war. I have been long at war with the Daisy Circus stands. I've been long at war. Fuck. I've been long at. It's the drink. I'm already drunk. I've been long at hard at. I've been long at.
Have you ever had a dream that you had. I've
been long at war with the Daisy Cruiser. That's the word I was looking for. I hate Daisy Circuit. That's what I wanted to say, chat. I've spent the last 5 minutes saying I hate Daisy Circuit. This time I got it. I have been hard at war with the Daisy Cruiser stands. I got it right, chat. Give me some claps. Do you know what, Daisy Cruiser stands? I think you've won me over. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say you've won this war, but I think you've won me over. Has this track done anything phenomenal? No. But I just think it looks so nice, doesn't it? Especially this inside. This dining hall section is so full of charm. You got there's actual people dining on the dinner tables. Look how they decorated. All we needed for Daisy Cruiser was an internal decorator, and it looks so much nicer. And in this final bit, I feel like I've noticed this. Modern Mario Kart design, as much as I love it, they tend to be quite stingy with giving you extra item boxes. Maybe it's because I grew up playing Mario Kart GBA, right? I liked it when you kind of go off to the side and get an extra item box. They don't really do that in modern day Mario Kart tracks, at least when they design them. But this one has some right here. I really like it when they just give you an extra chance to get an extra item if your timing is right, you know? So, and inside these clams, if you time it just right, you can get an extra item. There's one up here, so you're not missing out if you miss it. But I just like the ability to get an extra item. I just want a little extra comeback mechanic. I think this downstairs, this again, another case of internal decorator goes hard. Feel free to screenshot. I don't know what it is about this rendition, but I think all it needed was an internal decorator to win me over. And you know what? I think it has. I've been I see the lights. I see the lights, Daisy Cruiser fans. I'm so sorry. I'm putting in A. I don't know what it is, man. I'm fucking based and daisy peeled now. It's the estrogen. It's when I watched the Barbie movie, that estrogen. Ooh. Am I a convert when it comes to the music as well? I said this when I did my first impressions, and it's safe to say, having played this track for 2 weeks, the strings still have me on strings. Just listen to those strings. And then come back again, come back in again. That guitar is the Hawaiian guitar. I feel like that one string melody is exactly what I needed to really push it up to the higher echelon. I didn't think the original, it fit the theme of beach cruiser. It fit the theme quite nicely, but I think those strings just gave it that extra little touch it needed. And I think that's going to reflect in how I feel about it. It's stellar. It's utterly, utterly stellar. I am a convert. I've seen the lights. I have converted my ways from the Daisy Cruiser life. Can the same be said for Moonview Highway? I famously went against the grain and said this track was a load of bollocks. And I still stand by that take. Even, well, when did I make that Mario Kart Wii video? Like a year and a half ago? I still agree with that take. Having a track full of cars when there's oncoming traffic just doesn't work. I don't think it works. I think Toad Turnpike in Mario Kart 8 did it way better. Shroom Ridge in the BCP did it better. Has Moonview Highway's reduced number of cars saved it from its game design oblivion? I would say yes. Yes, it has. I have been converted, gamers. I've been converted not once, but twice. Moonview Highway is, I can safely report, Moonview Highway is playable in Wave 5. Is it good, though? I haven't said it's good. I haven't said it's good yet. Don't get excited. One interaction I absolutely love is this bit here. This truck and this bomb car will always appear exactly as they are now, at the beginning of each stage. Meaning, if you get a green shell on this early stage of the game, you can snipe that bomb car and take out the person in first. I love that interaction. You can keep playing this track. This car and this bomb will always come at this point, and it'll kind of force you into a little bit of a squeeze here. You see, that AI just drove straight into that car. Generally, I tend to go outside of this car here to just to make sure I'm safe. But if you want to thread the needle in between the two, the bomb car and the truck, and get the better speed, it's risky because someone could snipe you with that bomb car. I love this opening interaction. I love it so much. And, as I said, I think with the reduced number of cars, in my first impressions, I said, oh, I wasn't a fan of it. I think the reduced number of cars actually plays into the psychology of how this map works. Every time you now drift on this oncoming lane, you don't know if there's a car coming. There isn't so many that drifting on that oncoming lane is basically just suicide, but there's enough where you think, am I going to risk taking the shorter drift into oncoming traffic if a car might be there? So one thing I really like, since this bomb car comes early, you know that there's nothing going to come in for the oncoming traffic. Oncoming traffic is so rare that you know if you see one in this opening gambit, when you're driving down this lane, there's not going to be one when you take the inside drift. I like that. You have to really think about it. If you haven't seen a car here, do you risk it? I really, really, really like that. And that's what should have been in the original. I love this interaction so much. And as I'm going to predict, since the bomb car just come by, there's no oncoming traffic. I really, really like that. If you see a car and you pass it, you know it's safe. If you haven't seen a car, do you risk it for the biscuit? Do you risk it for the biscuit? I like that. And this boost section's always been kind of fun, really. And the same applies to this section as well. Even though there's less cars, if you don't see a car, do you risk drifting into oncoming traffic? I love a bit of risk reward. I do love a bit of risk reward. And again, you see a car here. It did come a bit, it was a bit closer to you than you would have liked. So is there still oncoming traffic here? I think I would personally risk this. I would guess that there's none coming. But see, there was one really close though. Yeah! Do you see what I'm getting at, Chad? Do you see? If Moonview Highway in Wii was a game design disaster class, Moonview Highway in the BCP is a game design masterclass. Am I going to put it in the masterclass tier? Not quite though. Not quite. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this Moonview Highway rendition. I think in terms of game design, it succeeds, and I adore playing on this track. So no longer can you troll me by picking Moonview Highway, because guess what? I like it. You can still troll me with Grumble Volcano, though. I fucking hate Grumble Volcano still. And there's... hang on, what does Brad say? Hang on. You're constantly thinking, do I turn a corner blindly just to cut some time, even though I might crash, which is really fun, because that's what I do IRL. I mean, if that's how they do in Dublin, then all the more power to you, homie. All the more power to you. The boosters also get randomized each race. Oh, I think someone mentioned that to me, but I didn't actually know that until just now. You know what? I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm just going to leave this in here, and then we're just going to bop, guys. Are you ready? Hey, yo, DJ, turn that sharp, homie, because we are raving all night. Bap, bap, bap. Oh, here comes the pot, here comes the pot. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. The drum guy, oh man. And the build up here, it would be an S tier just for that version alone. But then they decided, do you know what? Let's actually make the city version good as well, for like no reason. Sax guy wants a race. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. I've already gone deaflit. I've listened to this one so many times on my own accord. I am a Moonview cultist now, gamers. Welcome to the cult. Do I get anything? Do I get like a 50% off coupon or something? Please let me know. Let's go on to the next track. So we get on to a Nintendo original. This is probably the one I was most excited for, because I love to see what Nintendo can cook up in the modern day. This is kind of the sort of stage design we can expect in Mario Kart 9. Squeaky clean sprint. Ooh, the toilet track. This is probably my mum's favorite track, just based on the fact that she would love it if the toilet was actually that clean. Any mothers in the chat? Any is that relatable? Any people in the chat have the mothers that just the moment one thing gets spilled, the whole house is fucking dirty? Now I just dirty up the house just to spite mother dearest. I keep my house in absolute state, not because I'm horribly disorganized, but because just to spite mother dearest. Mother issues aside. What a fun track, huh? You get to go in the bath, you get to go down the drain, which, okay, there was an episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie, right? A drain gets pulled and they all just go inside the drain. I always thought that would happen to me. So, like, I always made sure I jumped out the bath anytime I pulled the drain, because I thought is there like at least one other person? This probably would have been kid me's worst nightmare, ironically. I'm an adult and I don't get scared by I don't get scared by anything. Nothing at all. A nice instance where they give you an extra item. I love it when they do that. And it's a double as well. If you have the mushroom, you can scooch inside the diamond ring there, which, honestly, I'm really... That gemstone, Jesus. How many carrots is that, do you think? Sorry for the mother that left that in there. Any mothers in chat? Relatable, right? Husband probably did this, right? Men, am I right? I'm Barbie pilled now. We hate men in this house. You mentioned the blind jump in Athens. Will you mention the blind jump after the drain? Chaos, man. Chaos. You're stealing my notes, man. And then there's a bit of a blind jump here. There's a bit of a blind jump here. Since there is a bit of a straightaway here, it's not the worst blind jump, but still, I'm not a fan of blind jumps. Nintendo, if you're making Mario Kart 9, please less of this. But you get away with it on this one. Since again, it's a nice open road. But then you get to you jump over the toilet, which sprays some lovely water at you in the second lap, and you can take the upper lane. In terms of theming, shut up, Brad. In terms of the theming, this track just nails it, right? Yummy toilet water. Do you know how like whenever you go out in America, you see like a police officer and you can't resist the glow of the service weapon? It says like press E to steal. Have you guys been able to avoid the allure of toilet water? I still have trouble avoiding it to this day, and Mario Kart really hasn't helped. It really hasn't helped in that regard, honestly. But as I was saying, back to the track. On the theming side, I think the stage just absolutely nails it. You're constantly doing interesting things. Every gimmick is kind of in relation to the theme. In terms of the theming perspective, this track absolutely nails it. And if this is what Mario Kart 9 has to offer, I am very, very excited for what the future of Mario Kart is. Does it do anything to indicate base game quality? Not quite, if you ask me. Not quite. But it is very, very close. I'm a big fan. Look at this wave so far. Oh my god. This wave is insanely good quality. Total water is pretty clean though. It is, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Have I ever wanted to race in a bathroom before this track? And that's exactly what Nintendo does. They sell you on these weird concepts. I love it when Mario Kart does that. I love when they take you to just weird places and they sell you on it. I really, really love it. Got the good stuff over with. That's awfully controversial. Will I agree? Anyway, before we do that, what about the music? What, in fact, maestro, is that melody? Okay, can someone help me? I don't know what instrument that is. You know that instrument that makes anything sound immediately old-timey? Except when it's being used by Bowser in Bowser's Inside Story. But in any other instance, this fucking instrument, I don't know what it is. It makes anything sound like when in the 1930s all of a sudden. That is a trumpet with a Harmon mute put in. Thank you. In Time Splitters 2, there's a level where you play in 1930s Chicago. It uses that instrument too. In Shadows of Evil and Black Ops 3, a map set in the 50s, I think, it uses that instrument too. It immediately makes you think, oh, we're getting a bit old-timey. Oh my god. When racism used to be cool. Whoa! I love this game now! I call this opening the Mario Odyssey bit for obvious reasons. And then this bit is I feel like I'm being sold a laundry detergent bit. Get the newest Dr. Toadbird's cleaning solution. It'll give you a clean by boogity. Anyone getting those vibes? And then there's the vibe where you just wiggle your finger and dance. And the loop. A nice loop to cap it off. I really, really like this. Has it got the S factor though? Not quite if you ask me. but it is definitely the highest a high A can get. I love this. Look at this wave so far. Jesus Christ on a bike. Me when I'm scrubbing my balls to the shit. Sponge, you've been very sussy lately. You need to fucking calm down, all right? Otherwise, I'm not hiring you as my future editor. Theory, this is what Miyamoto's bathroom actually looks and sounds like. Is this his? He keeps it awfully clean, honestly. I don't even think he uses it. I doubt that. Does Miyamoto have a butt? Matt Pat, get on this. Let's move on to the next track. We get into the next cup. And apparently, according to some, this is where the quality starts to take a nosedive. When you see the next track, I can't help but be inclined to agree. Los Angeles Laps. You see the point I mentioned earlier about like section tracks don't have as much of a time to leave an impression on you, so they feel like theming wise they really have to nail it. I do think LA Laps does, because what, like, if I was to describe LA Laps again without looking at it, it's beach, streets, oil rig, right? And they're good, right? There's enough variance to leave an impression on you, but it's got the opposite problem that Athens has. Athens doesn't really have like any memorable like standout bits of theming, whereas LA Laps does. But Athens is just like fun, whereas LA Laps really isn't. At least not to the same degree. Like, again, look at this. You get to, like, fly over a stadium. Like, that's pretty cool, right? Like, it's on the theming side. I'm going to say it, guys. I'm going to say it. It really makes me feel like I'm in LA. Not enough crackheads, absolutely. But they did the same thing in London. They did it minus crackhead. I think Nintendo have an anti-crackhead bias. We need to investigate that. Mr. Beast, that's your next video. I said, and the next bit is oil rigs. So, Banberg said, why oil rigs? We do know America loves that democracy, so... Why not? Why not, you know? Yeah, as I said, theming-wise, you have to give LA Laps the credit it deserves. Does it make it a fun track to race on? Unfortunately not. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But if you told me this track would be removed, just like the vast majority of tour cities, if it was gone tomorrow, I really wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care at all. But what about the music? Do I at least like the music? Give me the melody. Come on, LA. You gotta sell me on this. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Whoa, surf's up, gamers. You guys want some crack? Anyway, I'm drunk. I'm sorry. This fucking. I'm just waffling because I have nothing to say. The track is okay. Is it better than the tour version? Yes. But tour version was funnier, at least. It was funnier. It was way more funnier. I would have liked it if that was in the game. It would have at least given me more to talk about. I like it when tracks are either very interesting or very shit, because at least it gives me something to talk about. This is just kind of middle of the road. I got no strong feelings. Oh, we got plenty of feelings about the next one, gamers. Let's talk about 7:50 p.m. Wilds. Before I start, chat, give me the slander names. Give me all the slander names you have. Sunshine Wilds. Lunset Milds. 7:50 p.m. Wilds. Susnet Milds. Shitset Muds. I don't even need to show you an example because we all know what the issue is with this track. It's called Sunset Milds. One of the cooler things about this track in the 2001 original was that the sun sets and then becomes nighttime as the laps progress. And for some reason, one of the cooler things about this stage aesthetically, it's just completely not present in the 8 Deluxe version, which you can only really make you wonder why they even brought it back in the first place if they weren't going to do the original track justice, but who knows. And the same could be said with the Shy Guys as well. I said in my Super Circuit video that the latching Shy Guys was one of like the coolest gimmicks in Mario Kart as a whole. As a hazard, I really love those latching Shy Guys. I had a little bit of a game theory as to what they could have done with a remake, so it's really disappointing seeing they dance. I mean, they do add a nice beat to the music, which is always nice. The Shy Guys are always good at that, but it really is a shame. And let's not mention the atrocious mini-map as well. That's just straight from Tour. Makes it less intricate, less interesting. The track is like Chikorita and a Gold and Silver. Is it the Pokemon's fault that it got a bad rap, or was it the developers? You can't help but wonder, right? You really can't help but wonder. They drop coins if you hit them. Yeah, I suppose that's kind of cool, but I thought the Patui piranha plants in Riverside Park did that a bit better, where you like they drop random items. I thought that was a bit of a cooler thing. Coins, though, I guess it thematically works. They are like digging for gold, you know, but I'm just thoroughly not impressed with this on a theming side. But let's talk about the racetrack as a whole. It's okay. It's got a couple of cool turns, I guess. It's not so bad it's offensive, but if I'm rating this purely as a racetrack, I'd put it in C. But I think for botching the remake, you're at a D. This is probably like the strongest D tier in terms of like racetracks, because the racetrack isn't bad. It's a remake that you didn't do faithfully. In a game where they've done so many faithful remakes. Let's not forget, guys, think about the base game as well. And even some tracks in the other booster courses. They've done so many faithful remakes, and yet this couldn't be one of them. It really is sad for a track I loved a lot when I was a kid that it got this treatment. But is the music at least a saving grace? Whoa, howdy there, partner. Welcome to the Sir Musty Hoedown. I'll be your host for this evening, Partner Musty. Now grab your partner and let's do a square dance. Grab your partner and start swinging them. We're dancing all day and all night. And guess what? The sun never sets. Yeah. This has been a DLC of good loops and bad loops. I don't like this loop. I don't like this loop at all. I don't like it. Look, listen. It goes, and then it goes quiet as it's building up the intro again. I'm like, you've already built up the intro once. Why are you building up it again? It just, you don't like the loop. The loop kind of sucks. Just listen to it uninterrupted. Why does it go all quiet again? Just like play the notes from like normal volume, the dum 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 dum, and it'd be fine. You messed up the loop. You messed it up. Anyway, the rest of the track though, it's solid. I really like it. It's a damn yeehaw, if I do say so myself. You thirsty there, partner? Let's see if the accent of the last note right before it loops would have been fun. Yeah, I just don't like the loop point. It just annoys me. Hey, Brandine, I done busted my stank. See? That's like the most southern sentence I've ever read in my life. Yep, down in. Okay, I can't do the accent. Okay, I haven't got the hat. But yeah, I like the music. Not so much the track. Can the same be said for Koopa Cape? I've seen a lot of divisive opinions about Koopa Cape. Ooh, I don't know, chat. Koopa Great? Koopa Crap? Goat Cape? Koopa Mid? See? I knew this one was going to get divisive. I really like my ability to be able to like put into words why I like tracks. That's the best part about video game analysis. And yet I just can't put my finger on why this one doesn't have the same magic as I remember. I don't know. Is it because I wish they added the section from Wii back? Maybe. Is it because the pipe version is maybe a bit too short and I really like the section and I wish it would have lasted longer? Maybe. Is it because driving through this waterfall at the end was a genuine hazard in 7 and Wii? You can somewhat drive through this quite safely in this version without being affected too much? Maybe. Maybe it's a combination of all these things. Is it because of Tour? I've never played Tour, so Tour isn't affecting my enjoyment. I just don't know. Like, I really, really don't know. And I'm actually really upset. I was thinking about this all day at work today. I was thinking, how do I articulate why Koopa Cape just doesn't hit the way it used to? I still like it. Me and Koopa Cape, we're still homies. But, you know, like, he went to law school. He's made law friends. You know, I went to security work. I got security friends. Like, we still hang out on occasion, but, like, the vibes just aren't the same, man. The vibe, they used to be, like, crazy. But, like, the vibes just aren't there, man. I still like you. I still like you. You're still a homie. We're barely liking each other's stuff on Facebook now, and that's just kind of it, you know? And it's not, like, his fault or my fault. We're just kind of grown apart. We've got different friend groups, but, like, man, me and you used to be homies, man. Me and you used to be such homies. So it's just a shame. It's not what happened to you, but more, it's just a shame, man. So that's kind of how I feel. It's an amazing track, but something is missing. It just feels like it, and I can't quite put my finger on it. Brad with the W take as always. I think the underwater bit being anti-grav was a cool element. It was a cool element, I'll give you that, but like, it just doesn't do enough to win me over. At least added stuff to the water pipe section to make it acknowledge the error and made it kind of meet in the middle. Yeah, I suppose. Surely the music doesn't hit as hard, right? Surely it does, surely. It's got the queaker, it's got the whistle, man. The goofy ass sound effects. Hey, yo, it's a hootenanny going on down here. You're going down that waterfall. You better watch your step. I love this bit. This bit is good. This bit's still got a bit of character, you know? And then the... Yeah! And then the underwater version. Ooh, do you feel mysterious? Do you feel it, gamers? Do you feel like you can barely breathe underwater? At least the music still hits good, I would say. End of A tier, but an A tier nonetheless. I really do like the music. It's really nice. Then we get on to the final track of the wave. We're going to Canada in Vancouver Velocity. Any Canadians in chat? Hey, yo, Canadians, give me a. You're a hoser. You're a hoser, eh? Yeah, I know your language. Voulez-vous français? If Athens was a good racetrack but didn't really leave an impression, and LA Laps left a good impression but wasn't a good racetrack, well, this one's kind of like somewhat in the middle. Not entirely in the middle, but somewhat. Because I do remember elements. You drive through a park, it's really wintry, there's the ice rink as well. So on theme, I remember some things. And the racetrack is decent enough. Like, this bridge area is quite cool as well. The Aurora Borealis, it looks nice, doesn't it? The ice rink is quite fun. I like the fact that they use the ice rink twice, but you take two different exits. I thought that was kind of cool, you know? It was a nice way of like reusing a section without like it seeming exactly the same, you know? Because it is a cool section, you know? Look, the ice rink. License, Lamau. He tried desperately not to crash there. I saw that Nintendo Live. We're still homies though. We're still homies. It's somewhere, like I said, it's somewhere in the middle. The question is, would you say this is better than the other tour cities? I like playing on it. It's kind of fun, right? It's kind of fun. I enjoy playing through it. It definitely feels like one of the better ones. You know, I put most of the tour cities in like just C and called it a day. I think the theming being so nice, I'd put it in B. I just think it just cracks it. I can't think of anything in particular that does crazy well, and I like Athens a bit more. It's definitely one of the better tour cities. 6 and yet feels like a weaker Singapore. Somewhat I would say, yeah. I love all the tour. You love all of the tour cities? What, even like New York and London? Who's gonna tell him? Let's get on to the music. Hey, yo, Berlin Byways, do you mind if I copy your homework? Yeah, just don't make it too similar. I won't, trust me, I won't. Hey, yo, we're gonna break it down Canada style. You ready, chat? Someone named this instrument. I'm like, this doesn't sound like a synth, but it sounds like a synth. What is that instrument? This. Someone told me and I forgot, and I'm so upset. Iwi, that's what it's called. It's called a fucking Iwi. Friendship with saxophone over. Iwi is my new best friend. I fucking love the Iwi. Just listen to it. Oh my god! Hey, yo, Canada, bring it one more time, Canadians. Bing. Fucking love Vancouver now. I am a Canadian now. We're all Canadian today. Fucking love you. I fucking love Canada. God, that sounds so good. Except Quebec. That's got the French Canadians, so. And there, ladies and gentlemen, are your tier lists. No S tiers in this wave. I don't think any of them are just about crack S tier, but like, yeah, the highs aren't as high as wave 4, but like, it's still a very, very solid wave. Fantastic stages. But let's find out, are you guys cringe or are you based? Let's go. So we've got Lumi with Racetracks, Creme de la Koopa Cape. I guess these two are still homies after all those years. Okay. Lunset Wilds. All right, guys, can we get a Lunset Wilds in chat every time someone puts at their very last tier? Mr. Mark. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. Chaos. Koopa Cape's still amazing, though. Still amazing. The bottom section, though, Chaos. The bottom section. It's not the same. It's not the same, Chaos. It's not the same. Oh, this is track ranking. Oh, so he did music normally, and then did tracks as a tier list. What are you doing, Mr. Catholic, man? I can't believe this. So tracks, Lunset Milds, probably my ranking. Wait, probably your rank. Probably. Lunset Milds. Let's go to Hasbro. Left is tracks. See, again, Hasbro's based. Lunset Milds again. Crazy Z, because we're British here. British. Honk me. My guy's Pokemon sleeping on Daisy Cruiser. Daisy Cruiser is just a lame front-running track. Gamers, I am issuing, for that absolute nonsense reason that I do not understand, I am issuing a gamer alert. Crazy Z, please put on your Logitech headset that you got for £5 and meet me in the tier list court. Crazy Z, my man, can you hear me? You said, and I quote directly from the source, Daisy Cruiser is just a lame front-running track. Do you want to explain? I have no idea what that means. I don't speak Mario Kartese.
So yeah, you just run the entire thing. I feel like there's no, besides the second like route at the end of the dining table area, there's really just nothing to do. You're just going straight forward. Like, yeah, the aesthetic is cool enough, but the aesthetic doesn't always carry for me. Like, the dining area is the only interesting part to me. Everything else is just really lame.
That does nothing for you. Like, the clam's giving you an extra item. The internal decorator went hard on this, man. He's crying. I can hear him crying. He's crying in another voice chat. He's so upset right now that he's hearing you say this. Did you play the original, like on GameCube or the, was it on 7? Did you play any of those?
Yeah, it was 7. I played it on 7. And
you played on 7?
Even on 7, I didn't like it. Even on 7, I didn't
well,
like
in
it.
7,
I always hated Daisy Cruiser.
In 7, I just wasn't bought in. I think I put it like a C or something, because I didn't really get it. But I think this stage just needed another lease of life, and this one brought it. Like, was it just not enough for you? Even with the new decorations, even with the new coat of paint, does it still not do anything for you?
It genuinely just does nothing for me. Like, rarely does aesthetic really do something for me. Like, N64 Rainbow Road. I think it's a boring-ass track, but the only reason I like it is the aesthetic. So
aesthetic does you like. So the aesthetic does win you over. Haha.
Yeah.
So it does, but just not in this instance.
It has to really do something, because, well, yeah, it's just not that much.
But the dining tables though, they go crazy just like you.
The dining tables, you know, if I could sit down and eat a little bit of seafood with them, then yeah, sure.
So what you're saying is that if I can call up Miyamoto, because I have him on speed dial, by the way, speed dial 7. If I can call him and tell him in Nintendo Land, Universal Nintendo Land, to get a Daisy Cruiser dining section built, will you rate this track highly?
Yes.
Thank the Lord. We got him, gamers. We got him. We got him to change his mind. Call up Miyamoto and I'll get that done as soon as possible. But do you want to leave us with a hot take? Any Mario Kart related hot take?
Well, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I know it's a take you highly disagree with. But Grumble Volcano is fucking goated.
Oh, okay, that's another debate for another day. All right, I'm having a good day. I'm drinking. Okay, I've had a good day today. Okay, you don't take my buzz away from me. But that is definitely hot if you ask me. But it was lovely talking to you, Crazy. Have a good one, yeah.
All right.
Peace out, man. Can't believe this. The internal decorator is crying. He's actually crying up big manly tears right now. And that was wave 5. Well, it didn't quite hit the lofty expectations set by 4. The fact that I was willing to convert me on some tracks I weren't too sure in, and bring some other tall cities that I didn't dislike, I think this wave was an all-round success and sets up the finale perfectly. Let's just hope they can stick the landing. For the love of God, please, Nintendo, stick the landing. As always, thank you ever so much for watching. Leave a like before you go, comment down below any opinions of your own, and subscribe for more videos. Until next time, there's your love.